If you ask a regular chatbot about booking an appointment, it might say, our business hours are 9 to 5, please call to book. And that's it, they just give you some information back. But with an AI agent, they could actually go and check the calendar, find some available slots, go back and forth with the person that they're chatting to in order to book an appointment, send you a confirmation email, then update the business's scheduling system in CRM automatically in seconds. This ability to take action is what makes agents so powerful. They're not just fancy chatbots. They're actually digital workers who can search through databases, update spreadsheets, send emails, book appointments, generate whole documents, and much, much more. And so building and deploying an AI agent is a bit like hiring a new employee. Because when you bring someone into a business, you need to firstly explain their roles and the responsibilities to them. You need to give them access to your system so they can use them. And you need to trust them to handle those tasks independently. And now, when we are building agents, as we see later, it's exactly the same, except these agents are going to be working 24/7. They're never going to get tired. They can be duplicated and modified instantly. And they cost a fraction of what a human employee does. And this is exactly why understanding how to build and sell AI agents is becoming such a crucial and valuable skill these days. Because whether you're an entrepreneur looking to scale your business, or you're an employee wanting to become irreplaceable and make more money at work, knowing how to create and deploy these digital workers is like the biggest cheat code in the whole world right now. Now that you understand what AI agents actually are, let's look under the hood and see how they actually work. Just like humans need brains, memory, and tools in order to do their job, AI agents need specific components in order to function correctly. An AI agent needs 5 key parts in order to work. Firstly, every AI agent needs a brain. In the AI world, we call this a large language model, or an LLM for short. You've probably heard of some of these. You've got GPT from OpenAI, Claude from Anthropic, Gemini from Google, etc. You can think of the LLM as having a super smart intern who can understand your instructions in plain English and then figure out how to get things done from those instructions. So without this brain, all of the other parts would be useless, right? It's like having a whole desk full of office supplies, but having no one sitting there in order to use them. Secondly, the brain needs instructions on how to behave, and this is prompting. So writing a prompt for an agent is how you program a lot of the behavior of it, rather than having to code it manually. And this is really what makes building AI agents so much more accessible to non-coders. It's the way of actually programming the functionality and how they work is done through clearly written instructions rather than having to actually code it. Thirdly, agents need memory. Imagine trying to have a conversation with someone who forgets everything you said 30 seconds ago, right? So memory is really important because it allows your agent to remember what you talked about just a few messages ago, keep track of the tasks that it's been working on, build on previous conversations, and even in more advanced ones, it can learn from your past interactions. And the good news about memory is that most AI agent platforms completely handle this memory component automatically, so you don't need to worry too much about it, but just know that it is an important part of a functioning AI agent. The fourth component of an agent, and this one is optional, but it is external knowledge. AI models like GPT and Gemini are pre-trained on a huge amount of data, but that data is basically cut off at a certain point, e.g. 2024. It's kind of like having a new employee who only really knows what they've learned in school. But just like you can train an employee like that with your company's specific materials, you can also give an AI agent additional knowledge on top of the information it was trained on through providing things like PDFs of your company documents, spreadsheets with product information, customer service transcript, or basically any other text-based information. Without this added knowledge, agents will be limited to general information and couldn't handle specific business tasks. But as I said, knowledge is optional and you will only need it in some builds. Finally, and this is the most important part, we have tools. So tools are what transform an AI agent from just being able to chat to being able to actually get things done. So you can think of tools like giving your digital employee access to different softwares, just like you might give a new hire access to your email or your calendar or your CRM system. You can give an AI agent access to digital tools that let it take actions when needed. These tools let your agent do things like checking real-time data, updating databases, sending messages and notifications, creating documents, all the stuff we went over just before, and much, much more. The really powerful part, which we're going to cover later, is when agents use multiple tools together in order to solve complex problems, just like us humans would use multiple different websites and softwares when doing our tasks. Now let me show you how all of these parts work together in a real example. So say you want an agent to handle customer support. When the agent is sent a message, the brain immediately understands the prompt that has been given and also understands what the customer is asking. It checks its recent memory before replying each time to understand the full context of their conversation. And if the brain detects that the customer wants a specific question answered from the knowledge base, it will use its external knowledge in order to deliver the right information to them. And finally, it may use tools to update a customer's account or to process a refund whenever required during the conversation. So all of these things are happening in seconds as the conversation is going on, which is why AI agents are such a game changer. They can combine all of these components in order to create a really capable digital worker that very, very closely replicates how humans work. Now that you know the anatomy of an agent and the 5 parts of it, a more practical framework for understanding how we actually plan and build AI agents is what I call the 3 ingredients. Basically, you only have 3 elements to plan when creating an AI agent, which, when mixed in various ways, can create millions of different types of agents for different use cases. This is because the AI model or brain can be easily swapped in and out and isn't really a major factor in the performance of the agent, as any of the top models that you pick from any of the different providers, at any given time, they're all pretty good. And also, the recent chat memory is handled by default in almost all cases when you're building on these platforms that you're going to see later. What this leaves us with is what really matters when building and planning AI agents. Firstly, the knowledge, the external data that you want the agent to be able to use when answering. Secondly, the tools, the different actions that you want the agent to be able to take, e.g. saving the contact info to the CRM, or getting some live data on stocks, or sending an email. And then finally, prompting, which is the glue that ties everything together and determines how the agent behaves. So write these down. While the agent has 5 components, the brain, the prompt, the memory, the knowledge, and tools, your main focus as an AI agent builder is in the 3 ingredients of prompting, knowledge, and tools. In the next chapter, we'll be looking at how you actually build an agent using a different combination of these 3 ingredients. But first, we need to dive deeper into the keystone of understanding how to build your own valuable digital workers. And it all comes down to tools. Now we need to dig a lot deeper on tools, because they are by far the most powerful part of AI agents. But in order to understand them deeply and be able to build powerful agents with them, we need to take a few steps back and actually cover the basics of how software and the web and internet as a whole works. Now, this is as techy as it's going to get in this video, but I promise once you understand this, it's so important and it's literally like having a superpower. So please stick with me through this. So remember how we said that tools are what allow agents to take an action, to actually do things rather than just chat. Well, the way agents use tools and do work online is just how we do it as well, but with one key difference. Instead of clicking buttons and typing into forms, agents use what we call APIs. And every time you use the internet, you're actually making dozens of requests to APIs as well and getting responses back, but you just don't realize it. So let me show you what I mean. When you clicked on this video, here's what actually happened. Firstly, your browser sent a request to YouTube servers saying, hey, I want to watch this video. And then YouTube servers sent back all of the data needed. And thirdly, your browser unpacked that data and started playing the